So tell us a little bit about your content. We know you, you're intelligent, you're funny, you're articulate. Give us some tidbits.
Okay. Well, I based my book on real experiences from my 4-decade career in sales, in which I have worked for 4 Fortune 500 companies, been moved on into over 10 industries in sales, mainly because I get bored easily and was interested in adventures. So I went from working in a department store, started working when I was 14, went from working in a department store to eventually ending up in an international corporation where I traveled to places like Monaco and Gibraltar and Antigua and London and Paris and Seattle for them. So my territory included Australia and Asia, and definitely was an adventure. So I learned by changing industries that I could overcome the main issue in my life with work, and that was really boredom, not making enough money. So I made more money each time I moved on, and also wanting to travel. So, and then also there was the issue of leadership. Some leaders just weren't able to relate to me as far as bringing out the best in me, and vice versa. So I would say half of the leaders that I worked for were fantastic, and the other half made me want to leave. And either I left or they found a way for me to leave. So, and I address that in the book, is that when you feel like you need to leave, you've given it your best shot, don't feel guilty about it. If the job doesn't meet your expectations or you don't meet their expectations, then move on without feeling guilty or bad. That happens, and it could turn into a greater opportunity for you. Sales skills are massively transferable. So that's really the crux of what it's about. I came up with 7 fundamentals to help people remember. And the 7 fundamentals spell the word choices. So CHOICES. And you have to read the book to find out more. But the first one is curiosity. The second one is humor. The third one is outer confidence. The fourth one is inner strength. The fifth one is careful vulnerability. The sixth one is elasticity. And the seventh one is sustainability.
Nice.
So yeah, I could have done 100, but that would have been too much. This is just the beginning of the conversation to get people thinking, to entertain you, and really to help, because I made a lot of mistakes, but also from those mistakes came a lot of good things.
Well, I like the fact that it's not going to be boring, because there's nothing worse than doing some kind of a book like this that is just droning on. So I appreciate you doing making it lighter.
Oh, that's just who I am. But thank you, Virginia. I have followed quite a few leaders, and there are so many wonderful people who have amazing insights and have much more experience and reached a higher level in their position than I do. But I don't remember very much of what I read from their books because they were so serious, like a textbook.
Yeah.
I wanted to write for practical details for real people, not CEOs, people who, like me, that isn't what I wanted to be. I want to be CEO of myself. I don't want to be CEO of a huge company. For me, that's just, it's too much. It's too limiting, although I would like the money, but there wasn't enough, when I went looking, there wasn't enough practical real life experience out there. There were a lot of big words. There weren't enough stories to entertain me. So when I first had my book edited a long time ago, I finished it in September. When I had it edited, the editor reviewed it for me, and she said it's a page turner because of the stories. The stories are so relatable. So thank you so much for asking.